Hi, welcome back, and today I'm going to teach you guys about forks. Forks is when you're attacking two pieces at once. Sometimes you can have escape to a fork with like a check, and then you escape. But yeah, that's that's what a fork is. So if we just got a position on the board where I could have a possible fork, this would be here. So if you guys don't know what forks are, I'll just show you this one first. Otherwise, you can pause the video and find the fork. But E5 is the fork. So here we're attacking F6, the F6 knight, and the D6 bishop. One of them is going to die. There's no escape. No matter what, I'm just going to attack one of your pieces. And no matter how it turns out, I'm ahead and in the lead. So that would be a very good fork. There is a really common fork, though, in low levels of chess, where if we get into a position like a very common position like this, and then maybe this, and then here. Okay, so here we go. Now we're attacking this square. So if you just like try and kick this knight out of the way, that's actually a very big mistake, because you can have a very big fork here. And the fork is where you're actually attacking two pieces here. And that's something you need to look at with counting. Like if you can see how many pieces how many pieces are attacking one square, and then how many pieces are attacking the other square. Like how many pieces are defending that square. Sorry. And right now only the king is defending this square, so it looks like it's ours. So we can take with the bishop, and if we take with the bishop, it's check. But this is actually a really bad move, at least in this position, because after the king moves, you have to move the knight. But if you move the knight, the bishop's gonna die. And if we move the bishop, the knight's gonna die. It's not very good. But let's just say he doesn't do that. If he moved, like, let's say this move, then we could come down here and it'd be check. You can get out, but that's not an actual fork. That's just okay, I want a pawn, great. But the fork that you may have found, it's with the knight. So yeah, it's pretty obvious. If you're a higher level in chess, then you'll find this. And if you're in a lower level of chess, that's totally fine. Now you know, and now you can know how to defend this. I actually don't even really like having to get into this move. I don't even like letting the knight come here, because it's kind of just uncomfortable to me. There is some ways around it. Oh yeah, the fork is when you take this pawn, you're forking the queen and the rook. Sorry, I don't think I said that. Yeah, it's forking the queen and the rook, and the king's the only thing defending it, so it can't kill. We're gonna kill one of those. So yeah. So there is some ways around it, but I don't really like. I would not want to be black in this position. So you can push forward your pawn like this, and after take, you can't really take with the bishop. Well, you could, but then this sort of a thing will happen. And right now, black is way more developed. But okay, we can take with the pawn, and then we're a little bit ahead in ahead in material. That's just how it is. You can't really take back, because if you take back, we could just take here. And if the king does take, we can bring our queen to f3 and check the king and attack this piece at the same time. And you can go here, then this sort of thing will happen, or could happen. And now you got your king in the center, and you're right in the center, which is not very good. You're like right in the center. So, if we go back a bit, yeah. So yeah, you can also move your queen here. That's possible. It is blocking your bishop. Not very good. You can possibly move your pawn to g6, and then get your bishop fanchettoed. But still, yeah, you can do that. But yeah, and there's probably a few more ways around that. But yeah, I don't really like the move knight to f6. Okay, it's fine. It's a good move, and people may do it, and that's great. That's awesome. But if I was black, I just don't play that move. I'd probably make a preventing move. I might do this, but that is pretty undeveloping. Now the knight can come here, and whoa, white is way more developed than black. But that is yeah. So that's a very common fork. And in the end game, there's a lot of forks. When you have like a knight and a king versus a rook and a king, you can if you can get your knight right in the position where you can kill that rook and fork the king in the rook, that's really nice, especially if you have like a bishop or anything. Like, okay, so if we find like a bishop fork, I'll make a bishop fork real fast. If we quickly just get, like, let's just say we're gonna make pretty bad moves, but that's just how it's gonna have to be. But for now, so if we just do something like this, let's just quickly make a bishop fork. Oops. And okay, let's say you're not attacking this. Okay, here we go. Here we got a fork where we're attacking both rooks with a bishop. So as you can see, that's a bishop fork. So that's just how forks are. So thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe, and I hope you learned a lot about forks.